Laughing at the time to come. Laughing at what brings in the future. Let's talk about that. Yeah, good morning, beautiful people. It is Monday. Can you believe it? So, laughing at the future, laughing at what's to come. I'd rather be joyful, knowing and hoping, and have that hope, than being all worried about this politics, all the worry about wars and whatever. I know who's in control, and that's God. And I know who wins at the end. So from here to there, from this day to the end of time, or whatever happens, World War III, whatever happens, I can laugh, not because I'm laughing at the pain or hurt or things that are to come, but I'm laughing because I have joy that I know that there's hope. There's hope beyond this world. There's hope beyond this pain. There's hope beyond anything I can imagine. And so instead of worrying and crying and being hurt and just overwhelmed with what's happening in the world, just laugh because I have hope. And the really cool thing is in Proverbs chapter 31, verse 25 through 26, it talks about a woman laughing at what is to come because she's clothed with God's strength and she's clothed with God's dignity. That's important. When we put on our armor of God, when we put our spiritual clothes on each and every day, we do it in His strength and in His dignity because we know we have hope in God. And the church should be that same way too. The church, the people today, should not be worried about what's going to happen or dig deep into their psyche. We should be focusing on who holds the future in His hands. We should be joyful that we're going to see eternity sooner than later. And bring as many people as we can to share the love of Christ and the joy that we have and the hope that He's coming back. So, in verse 25 and 26, it says that strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. I love that. She doesn't have any worries. And if she does have worries, who does she give it to? She gives it to the strength and dignity of God. He takes care of it. Remember, He's supposed to make our burdens lighter. Not take them all away, but make them lighter because He's carrying it with us. So we can laugh at what the future brings. And then it says she opens her mouth with wisdom. Now, I'm just want to tell you something. Katie has far more good wisdom than I do. And I know why. For two reasons. One, she gets it from God. And second of all, she's more kind and more patient than I am, ever. And she calms me down. Or says, hey, maybe you shouldn't have said that. And I go back and say sorry, and I shouldn't even have started in the first place because she's warned me over and over again. It's really cool because she opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. Now just think of that. If the church today took the wisdom of God in the Bible and actually practiced it, like we understand there's wisdom, there's knowledge, but when you put the knowledge into practice, that becomes wisdom. And so if we can laugh at the future, if we can have God's strength, if we can have God's dignity, if we can have God's wisdom, then kindness is going to flow out. We won't even have to think about it. Kindness will flow from the heart. What you overflow the heart with is what's going to come out. So if you overflow your heart with crap on TV or crap music or beer and liquor and smoking and pornography and all this, sex, drugs, and rock and roll and whatever you want to fill with it that's not God, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out in your words, in your actions. You put good things in, and it will come out good. If you put trash in, trash will come out. Now, I'm not saying maybe tomorrow or the next day, but it will eventually come out because what you fill your mind with, what you fill your heart with, will always come out in the tongue and in action. Always. And so if we're trying anything else to fill our spiritual need for salvation, in anything else, and anybody else except for Jesus, we are losing. So strength and dignity, laughing at the times to come, wisdom on her tongue, and then the kindness will automatically come out. Church, we need to rise with kindness. We need to rise with wisdom and dignity and strength that only God can give the church. Not by ourselves, not by our own power, not by our own righteousness, but only through Jesus Christ. I encourage you today, do you have strength and dignity that you're clothing yourself with? Are you laughing at what's to come? Are you having the wisdom that only God can give? And are you kind in everything that you do? I love you. Jesus loves you too. You have a great Monday. Be safe out there. Love you. Bye.